Hello, before we jump into this week's episode, I'd like to just let you know that this season has some heavy and potentially triggering content in it that you may or may not want to make yourself aware of. I'll be putting specific content warnings underneath the cast list in the episode descriptions for this season, so you can access those there.
Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.
After months, or years for some of them, apart, the gang have been brought together once more by fate and the mysterious man in the red suit as the Inquisition threatens Las Vegas, upending the balance of the city as they burn their way through monsters and mortals alike in their brutal crusade. Monsters are one thing, he thought to himself as he cleaned his weapon, staring into the flames. Vampires, fairies, demons, all spawn of Lucifer. But they were little more than beasts, slaves to their nature. They were born that way. No, there was something worse in this world than monsters. The others, they talked about the beasts like they were their greatest enemy. They didn't understand. The true enemies were humans. Those who perverted their mortal nature by delving into the dark arts, sorcery, witchcraft. Those who had voluntarily stained their souls with the power of the evil one. They were the greatest threat. The High Inquisitor could wax eloquent all day about the machinations of devils, and the Crusader could plow through as many hellspawn as he wanted. But they didn't truly understand. Sure, they were more than willing to burn sinners, but that wasn't their priority, and they were fools for it. Luckily, not everyone who had come with them was a fool. He kissed the golden cross hanging around his neck as he looked at the photograph of his next target before casting it into the flames. So, we start where we left off. Elianna picks up the phone.
Elianna picks up the phone.
And the text from Darcy. It's one line. What do you really want?
You can't just be asking questions like that right off the bat at the start of a session. Session 2.
I'm sorry. I kind of really like that question. I think that was a perfect start.
I think it's a really good question, but I don't know how to respond to that.
At least she's not dead.
That's true. They're not dead. That's good. That's good.
What about his opponent? Is he dead?
Most likely.
That's usually how duels work, but anyway. Elianna, I'm sorry, but we must get going.
Yeah, sorry. I'm coming. Elianna scoops up the rest of her stuff and does not respond to the text because, oh my gosh, that's a question right there.
Yeah, that's a loaded question if there ever was one. To the morgue.
All right, so how many people are going with Voltaire in the limo? Is that what most of us are doing, I guess?
Let's see. Cayden, Rian, Elianna, and Voltaire, I think, are riding in the limo.
My car is...
Voltaire will not allow Rian to come into the limo because his shawl still probably smells.
Do you not still have your truck?
Yeah, how'd you get to the place?
I have my truck. Yes, I have my truck.
Anyway, we're going to the morgue.
Yeah, Rian will just drive in this truck. just to spare Voltaire.
Cayden's in the limo.
Elianna's also in the limo. I have no idea where, the last place where her car was at the Springs Reserve. Reserve? Back to this again. Which one was it?
Go to the toe pen by now.
Yeah, Joan is with Andi. Where we left off.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all took off.
Just riding in that awkward silence.
Yep.
I don't know. I think
Probably put on music.
What kind of music?
The Beatles.
Are we at the morgue yet?
No, we have 5 more conversations till the morgue.
Oh my gosh.
Dang.
By himself.
I mean, fair.
So we drive over to the morgue to meet up with our old friend, Dr. Biddles.
Yay.
I missed this doctor.
Elianna is silent the whole car ride through, and she doesn't look at anybody.
Cayden would have tried to start conversation, but I don't know. Would Voltaire have accepted it?
Voltaire will always talk to people.
It's
in his nature.
Okay.
I think Joan would be chatting with, or at least trying to chat with Andi.
That is
she would
terrifying on so many other levels.
But yeah, it depends on what you're asking.
Terrifying. Ooh.
Well, so does Andi clam up every time she pokes at the Voltaire question?
It depends on what she's asking. Depends on the question. She doesn't give a lot of information if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
She's not let's girl talk.
Okay. Well, if Joan can see that she's trying that she doesn't want to talk about that, then she'll talk about less volatile topics of discussion.
Okay.
Cayden would have poked a little bit. He'd just be like, so again, how do you know Andi? And everything. That's more or less how he'd approach that.
Okay, here's the problem with this specific car. If anyone says anything, we have to actually do the conversation.
You know, I'm down
because
for that.
It will be significantly impactful to everyone involved.
Yeah, there's too many people in that car and too many people that it's important for us to just do what Aimee and I just did, because Joan doesn't
talk about fluff topics. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite color?
Yeah, and Joan doesn't need to know right now, so it's not super important if Andi accidentally drops a small hint or something. Whereas you guys have more people and heavier topic of discussion.
Any topic of discussion is a heavier topic of discussion. At this point. So do we want to do that, or do we want to have a silent car ride? Or
it was either going to be...
Start it off.
What does Cayden say?
So, Voltaire, how exactly do you know Andi again?
That's a bit of a story.
I like stories.
Well, I met Andi while I was out on assignment and very nearly got her killed. We ended up spending a delightful summer together it was quite some time ago. But we ended up spending a delightful summer together in France, and I haven't seen her since. And I was quite shocked because she looks exactly the same.
And, that surprised you. Is there something about her that, we still don't know? You make it sound like she shouldn't look the same.
I had no reason to believe she was anything other than human when I met her. Aimee, you're chuckling and it's making me nervous.
Sorry. So I muted myself.
So whatever other non-human things that she might have, you don't know what they might be?
I am just as surprised as you are. I mean, I met her quite some time ago. She should look quite a bit older than she does now. But she looks as though she hasn't aged a day.
Was
all right.
She brought in by this man in the red suit?
That is an excellent question.
Actually,
she hasn't exactly been very keen on talking with me. We didn't really part under ideal circumstances.
So she just showed up randomly?
She was driving her bus or VW, that I gave her. And that's not exactly something that you forget. But to answer your question, yes. Out of the blue.
Okay.
Well,
This is very awkward.
Yes, anybody like a drink? I find alcohol.
I'll never say no to a drink. Yeah.
Then again, I find alcohol soothes everything.
Who was it last session that said that we have more drinking than we can't make any other?
That was me.
That's very
There's so much drinking.
It is.
He was like, all right, this got a little heavy for my taste. Let's drink.
Just a bunch of alcoholics and their enabler.
Look, to be fair, this was not a slow, like, oh, hello, oh, how are you, oh, okay, hi, oh, what have you been, we're all suddenly in the same place at the same time, having been through some stuff, and I don't...
the door, and suddenly everybody's in my apartment.
And suddenly everyone's here, and it's difficult to break that down into, well, how have you been?
How have you been? Oh, a murderous, lunatic, religious organization is hunting me.
I almost just got my best friend in the whole world murdered, so that's pretty cool.
Cayden felt like he's been in prison for a long time, and everyone else hasn't really aged, but he's older. That's nice to know, on top of all the other things.
I do want to, since we're on this topic, Joan looks great, but remember, she's also got a great deception and a great cool.
Yeah, no, she's been through it.
She's been through a lot.
She's been through it.
Okay.
But speaking of other, crazy lunatic things, Cayden, after, accepts a drink. So, Voltaire, you seem to also have had your own personal history with the Inquisition. I assume a long one then, right?
Oh, Cayden, that is a long and rather bloody history.
Fair. That's probably all I've ever really heard when it comes to them. Long and bloody.
Yes. But well, suffice it to say that my one goal in life for quite some time has been to make theirs a living hell. So when dear angelic father came and said, oh, somebody from the Inquisition is coming back to murder you. Didn't exactly narrow down the list.
To murder you specifically?
Yeah.
Well, I have kind of done my best to be the exact antithesis of everything that they stand for and everything that they do. But they really just want to murder everyone who doesn't fit in their tidy, nice little box of what normal should be.
I see.
So, for the most part, they had been, quiet these past few years. Why do you think all of a sudden they've started this crusade, as it is, here in Vegas? I mean, it's not like the city hasn't been as sinful as possible for decades on end. So, do you have any idea as to why now is when they decided to do?
Your guess is as good as mine, really. I mean, I know it's them that has been doing it. I can't rightly go up to them and ask. That would be extremely counterproductive in a cornucopia of different ways.
As fun as it would be.
Oh, that would be so entertaining.
Well, maybe since they seem to have finally made a small mistake and we can even trace back this supposed victim, maybe we'll be able to find some answers finally.
Hopefully we'll be able to find them before they find their next unfortunate barbecue.
Elianna takes another drink.
I think that's a good place to screen wipe to us.
Agreed.
Over at the morgue. And right, so
I was hoping I would feel better. I don't feel better.
I think Andi and Joan would arrive a bit before you guys because they left a bit before you guys. So they'd be there waiting outside, I think. Aimee?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't know where we're going.
Okay, yeah, Joan would be like, yeah, we can wait out here for them.
Cool. They pull up in Voltaire's just needlessly expensive limo. Like, there's a limo, which is
Always.
expensive, And then there's, like, this limo.
And then Rian pulls up in his old pickup. His family pickup.
I like it. No,
Yeah.
I like it. It's good.
It goes by, like, the wind from its passing gets some of Joan's hair in her face. Like, I'm getting this cut as soon as possible.
Andressa just nods along.
Well, Voltaire gets out.
I'm used to a bit of a shorter haircut.
Oh.
I love
Okay.
this. This is horrible.
Voltaire.
It's my delicious.
Voltaire gets out and just makes for the door.
Same.
Cayden follows. Laughs.
Yeah. Once they...
Follow everyone.
Yeah, Rian's following.
Alright, so they all head down. Biddles looks up from Seth like, oh, alright, hey, looks like you brought the whole gang here this time.
It's more like they all spontaneously appeared in my apartment.
Not gonna ask.
I don't understand it myself. But anyway.
Hey, we got a new face, I guess. Nice to meet you, Dr. Biddles.
Oh, it's nice to meet you too.
Unfortunately, no one really meets me under the best of circumstances. People always come, bodies and everything.
They're not exactly very talkative.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, what can you tell us?
So the most recent victim, Alice Cooper, hands you her file. We were able to get ID this time. Actually have dental records. She's, told you over the phone, 18.
Mm-hmm.
18.
Yeah. Some minor crimes, nothing major in her background.
Voltaire hands the file to Elianna. Elianna, would you kindly translate?
Sure thing. What skill did I pretend I was good at the first
I believe it
time
was
we did this?
Perception?
That's perception.
Cool.
Yeah.
We
I just
can do
listened to
that.
session 2, so yeah, it was perception.
Coolio.
What's your perception?
Definitely was trying to impress Voltaire last time we did this. 3 yellow.
Hey,
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
It's all
actually.
right.
Not
It's
at
all
all.
right.
There's a reason I handed that to you, because Voltaire's is 2 green.
You can't exactly hand that to Cayden.
mine's 2 yellow, 1 green. Ugh.
All right. You're looking over this. There's a picture of her in there. Young, barely even looks 18. Her hair looks like it's been dyed black. She's got pale skin, lots of dark makeup, like black lipstick, dark mascara, and she has a pentacle necklace on in the picture.
Let me just Google what a pentacle is really quick.
It's a 5-pointed star inside of a circle.
Isn't that called a pentagram?
Yeah, it's a pentagram.
Technically, a pentagram is just a 5-pointed star.
Oh.
True.
Okay.
Pentacle is specifically
Inside a circle.
inside a circle, and it's usually put on items and such.
Cool.
Interesting.
There's nothing else that I can glean from this.
She is from a middle-class family from, like, Summerlin area. Got her address.
All right.
It has her address, her name, criminal record.
We just don't know anything.
Known
There's very little
associate?
to glean from this.
She's 18. She's,
Yeah.
like,
Other
She's minor.
18-year-olds?
She has a criminal record.
Does she have a job?
Minor.
yes, she does have a job. Almost forgot about that. Yeah, she works at a what did I name this place? It's a coffee shop. Should be in my notes.
It has a name, and it's a good name. It's coffee related.
All right. Okay, it's called Hole in the Wall Brews.
Ooh,
Cool.
that's fun. That's nice.
As Elianna reads this file, she casually puts a hand on the nearest stable piece of furniture and looks slightly ill.
That'd be one of those forensic tables.
Yep.
The piece of furniture.
Yeah,
You
the
know?
dead person
And there's
table.
a corpse on it.
No, there's not a corpse on it right now.
It's what we got. So Elianna's gonna casually lean against that.
Does it look like there's any occult affiliations?
I mean, she's got a pentacle necklace, and she looks pretty goth, but other than that, no.
I mean, I would assume there would have to be something, though, since she was targeted by the Inquisition, and she's almost literally a child. So presumably she did something. We have an address.
Excellent.
Cayden turns to Biddles and is like, where was the body found?
I said last session where it was found.
Did you say it to Voltaire over the phone?
He said to Voltaire.
Yeah, I'm just not remembering what it was.
Oh.
Was it some alley?
It was an alley in Summerlin, I think.
Interesting. Remind me, Dr. Biddles, where was her body found?
It's not helpful, right?
Recording. Bring up the recording.
Let's I mean, I can. Do you want me to? I can do that. It's right here.
Yeah, it was in Summerlin. We've got the addresses in the file.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Once again, Doctor, it was a pleasure.
Before we go, Dr. Biddles, how long have these bodies been piling up in here?
Your lavishly dressed friend and I have been working on this particular string of murders for a few weeks now. Got over a dozen victims by this point.
And cause of death is burned?
They're far too burned to tell anything else. If there was another cause of death, there's not enough left to figure out what it was.
Yeah, time frame's about right for what I've been investigating.
What have you been investigating?
Disappearances of the monster population here in Vegas. But a few weeks ago, pretty much all vanished. Either they were killed or run out of it where they used to live. I've been checking every known nesting ground, hunting territory, and just about anywhere they usually roam, and asking around, too, what everyone else has been thinking about. Haven't had any luck getting anything from the supernatural community, but from...
Rian?
Yes, Jonathan?
Voltaire's situation sounds bad, but what you're describing doesn't sound like a problem.
Well, the thing is... They're also asking about some of the monster hunters. They're worried, especially the older ones. They haven't seen anything like this since about a few months back with the situation with Elianna. So,
do you have dates of these disappearances?
They've been happening over the last few weeks, so probably coincidentally with similar dates of these victims.
Well, Rian, one thing you must understand. The Inquisition does not only hunt those humans who have strayed from whatever path they deem holy. They will burn and pillage any unholy thing, fae, demon, monster. They will pillage and burn everything that they deem unholy to the ground.
I don't know if pillage is the right word.
When, Voltaire said that,
whatever path they deem holy.
Yes. Andress used to such a sour look on her face.
So, Rian, you said the last few weeks. Do you have exact dates?
No, you don't.
Gosh darn it. Afraid not. No exact dates.
It's too bad. That would have been useful.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they were perhaps in between the dates these bodies were found and killed, but...
Well, the only reason why I bring it up is it could be useful to compare them to the dates that bodies were found burned.
Elianna, I'm talking about, like, actual monsters of the night, not people supernatural. Supernatural monsters, like animals, wild.
Oh, all right. I see. Never mind.
However, I can tell you that the most recent I found was literally earlier today before you all showed up in Voltaire's apartment.
Wait, so I think you mentioned storm, like drain demons and everything, but like, what other, no vampires, no shifters, no like semi-human, just like straight up monsters right now?
Yeah, so far just the straight up monster populations.
Would you ever check?
I know I tried asking around supernatural community, but they never said a word, so...
So that would be no.
There is one location that he never even thought to check.
Sanguine Desire.
I
Because
want to go.
I was partially purposely avoiding
So that's what I'm saying when it comes to he has no clue whether vampires or whatnot have been missing because he hasn't checked that.
I'm afraid I haven't had the chance to ask around about vampires and all the other sorts of that type. I do, if memory's correct, Joan, you and Voltaire went to a place called the Sanguine's Desire, right? That's where the vampires are, isn't it?
Yes, Sanguine Desire is the local vampire bar.
I would very much like not to go there again.
Well, if
But it was so much fun the last time.
I can tell you that the Order has been missing people. They have been coming after lieutenants in the Order.
Which is very understandable since your order's kind of, again, just as you are, the antithesis.
It's also a very bold move. And
Agreed.
my boss is very impatient.
As much as probably would like to stay away from it, perhaps going to the Sanguine's Desire maybe want a chance to at least get some information about what's going on with the vampire community, I suppose.
As much as I do enjoy the vampires, I believe we should go look at where this poor girl was murdered before we start worrying about the leather-clad heathens over at Sanguine Desire.
It would probably also be worth trying to find out more about what she got up to in her spare time.
That's a good point. We could check out her work.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go, or well, if someone will assist me, I'd like to visit the crime scene. If anyone would like to join me, they can.
Sure, I'll come along.
All right.
Is anybody else going to join us?
Forgive me, I'm having flashbacks to some of the old books that I've read. Splitting up the party never goes well.
It's not the first time we've done it.
I mean, it's kind of how we did it last time.
Yeah,
Cover more ground more quickly.
most likely won't be the last time we split up.
Well, I think
Okay.
the vampires specifically couldn't wait for later. We've got more pressing issues than whether or not Stefan and his goons are doing well.
They can... Sorry.
It is the most efficient way to investigate a crime, to have more people at different locations.
Okay. Well, I can go with Cayden and Rian to the crime scene, and if you ladies wouldn't mind going and visiting her work. People are always more eager to talk to pretty ladies than they are to a bunch of us.
She won't say anything, but she just looks distastefully at him.
Okay, think of it as a girls' night out.
Elianna doesn't even try to pull off a smile. She just closes the folder and sets it
I don't
down.
know if a murder investigation is really my ideal girls' night out, but
You have to work with what you have.
yes, we can get away from all this testosterone for a bit.
Yeah, I know. It's been probably too much having a hound just always at your heels.
Oh, you haven't been that bad.
Oh, thank you.
Should we get going then?
Yes, I believe we've intruded upon dear Dr. Biddle's hospitality for long enough.
Dr. Bill's just been kind of like sitting at a desk kind of watching this happen.
Thank you, Dr. Biddles.
You're welcome. Glad to help, and I really hope you guys get these guys. I don't know much about stuff, but kids shouldn't be involved in any of this.
No, they shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
You are a gentleman and a scholar.
Thanks.
Hopefully we won't see you again anytime soon.
Ditto.
Eliana's probably the first out the door.
Cool. Splitting up the party.
Okay.
Because that's the way to go.
How big is the van?
Large. Why?
It is quite big.
How tall is the van?
Oh, that's
Oh
good.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Dimensions. Let me.
What year is the model?
74.
Those are decent size.
Hey, we have a time. An approximate time, but a time.
You don't know that though.
Voltaire gave her the car. He said it himself.
Yes, he did.
It's about 6'4" high.
Okay.
Wheels to roof.
Yeah.
probably.
Okay.
So you probably wouldn't want to stand up in there.
There are couches back there.
But
Elianna's probably gonna have to be in the back because she was 6 feet last season, and now she's like 6'1". So
Hey, she grew an inch.
she did being in the Fey realms and doing Fey things.
Is
That's
Rian,
up to
like,
you.
is Rian the tallest character? How tall is
Have you
Voltaire?
not seen the art? Have you not seen that Rian is so freaking tall? I'm like trying to put together the social media headers in preparation for launching this thing, and I can't fit Rian and Joan into the picture at the same time. I had to chop up the whole picture and make a whole like banner style. I had to re-edit the whole thing because of how tall Rian is. Yes, he's the
honestly
tallest.
thought Voltaire was taller.
No.
No.
You can't make your character like 6'4" and then be like, I'm surprised I'm the tallest.
yeah, you'd have to have me in the room for him not to be the tallest.
Exactly.
Although to be fair to Nathaniel, most of my characters have been ginormous.
That's true.
True, but they've also mostly not been human. Well, you're also technically...
I'm also mostly not
Hey.
human.
But as in, they've been like an entirely different species, not at all.
True. Anyway,
Okay, can someone tell me the plan that Andressa was listening to?
So, the boys are going to check out the crime scene, and the girls
Okay.
are going to check out... Shoot, what was her name?
Wow, forgetting the murder victim's name. It's Alice Cooper.
It would have been in the
Wait
file,
a
so I would
minute.
have read it.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper.
What?
Did
That's the rock star.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, I thought the same thing when I first heard it.
With the same image as this girl.
Really?
Yes.
Look
Oh
it
my
up.
gosh, you're right.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
goodness,
true.
That's hilarious.
It's a goth rock star.
That is an accidental reference, I
oh
guess.
my word.
Wow.
Wow.
I might have heard the name and just subconsciously associated it with this girl.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, depending, based on her image, yeah. You should just look it up. See what he looks like. You'll understand.
I just looked him up. It's
Spot
funny.
on. Oh my gosh.
It's very good. All right, but yes. So boys go and investigate crime scene. The girls are going to the workplace of Alice Cooper to
All right.
find out more about her.
Hole in the wall bruise.
Fully adult people, the boys and the girls.
But how mature
Yeah.
are we?
To be fair, with the exception of Cayden, the boys are pretty immature.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely.
And
I
he's
don't
doing like
know.
a thing he wants to object, but he can't because
I can't.
I will only say the words dumpster fire because it's always the word that Zander uses when describing what happened
Oh.
in that one moment.
All right, the coffee shop is a little closer than Summerlin is.
So ladies first.
Yep.
There's no
First.
talking in the car.
Oh, maybe. Elianna's uncomfortable.
Are you doing okay?
I think
No.
John will continue chatting.
Definitively not doing okay.
This is literally Voltaire's nightmare.
Hello, everybody. This is Caitlin, aka Howie, and welcome to roughly the middle of the episode. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are enjoying it, please consider telling a friend. This is a really good time to jump in because we're finally getting to this sort of the meat of this season. I say finally, this is episode 2, but you know, Baaron is also here and he's laughing at me.
Of course I'm laughing.
Tell a friend. They got a lot to binge through and a lot to look forward to at this point. At this time, we'd like to thank our patrons, Matt Rose and Aimee Clark. Thank you both so much for your support. If you also want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/the Genesys Archives, which we've made some brand new exciting changes and developments to. Do you want to tell us about those?
I would love to do so. We still have our $1 tier of Discord patron, meaning you will get a patron Discord role, as well as you will be included in all the mid-roll shoutouts from here on out.
As will all tiers, tier 1 and up.
And we have now included 3 more tiers on top of that. The first one being Minion at $5 a month, where you will get access to the Wheel of Random Content, where once a month we'll be giving to all those at this tier access to a lot of random things, for example, such as character-inspired makeup videos, behind-the-scenes content, our bloopers and unused audio, if you are so interested, potential live streams, random podcast episodes when we want to vent, as I always like to vent about nerdy things, and reading requested lines and character voices. It also will include mid-roll shoutout and patron Discord role. The next tier is at $10, and it is called Rival. You will then be able to get access to all the previous things listed before, as well as access to one-shots that we have recorded in the Unseen World and potentially outside of the Unseen World as well. And then we have, at $15, the Nemesis tier, where you will gain access to our mini-campaigns, which we have several lined up and are very good and very entertaining, especially since the first two are in the Unseen World as well.
We've started doing this thing where just different members of the cast will sort of develop a city that they like a lot or are very familiar with in the Unseen World, and then just run a small, shorter campaign there. And it's been a lot of fun, and we're excited to share that with you guys. If any of those sound interesting to you, go to patreon.com/thegenesysarchives and check them out.
When will we start releasing that to the patrons?
Starting next month, ideally, July.
Yeah, that is the goal. It
Yep.
definitely is the goal.
So next episode, or the one after that, we will be letting you know what is in the docket for July's Wheel of Random Content Minion tier. Stop it! It's very
true.
late.
I
night.
know. I'm aware. It's both the same time for us here, since we're in the same place.
Boy,
after all.
which is nice.
It is.
If you don't have money or don't want to give us money, you can also support us by finding us on Tumblr, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Leave a review, leave a rating on whatever podcasting platform that you listen to this on. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what you think. We also have a Discord server, which is linked along with all the rest of our social media down in the description, which we would love to see you join. We have a great time sharing memes and talking about stuff and games and the podcast and life stuff. I don't know. We have a good time, and we'd love to see you there.
We definitely have a good time.
We have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Again, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So Andi, when did you get this thing? It's very eclectic. I like it.
Elianna's sitting in the back, like, because she knows where Andi got this thing.
I got it in Portugal.
Wow, sounds like you've been pretty far afield.
Yeah, I mean, I travel a lot to go to the best surf spots all over the world.
Wow. What do you think?
Yeah, it's
I'm sorry. What do you? No. I was just asking where do you think is one of the most beautiful places you've been?
Well, I'm definitely a fan of the beaches in California. Those are probably definitely some of my favorite.
Nice. That's fun.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah. Oh, Elianna, where are you from?
I'm from here. I haven't done much traveling, to be honest. Hence my comment. That sounds lovely.
Yeah, the only real traveling we've done is between realms.
I mean, I guess that counts, I suppose.
Definitely. I think that counts.
Yeah, I imagine you don't get attacked by many man-eating plants in Portugal.
No.
I'm sorry, just little joke. One of our escapades into the magical realms resulted in some plants trying to kill us all. It was an adventure of sorts.
Yeah, plants can be difficult.
Andi, I feel that I don't know you, but I feel that you should know that this is going to be very dangerous. I don't know how did you get involved in this?
Well, that's an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
So there's I don't have to explain it very often. See, it's kind of like I don't work for them. Like I have, we'll call it, for lack of a better word, intuition, where I need to go and be and do, and that's what it is.
Who's them?
Oh, it's not really a them. But it is.
Fascinated.
I'm fascinated. What are you talking about?
Aaron's got his little book up.
Joan's eyes are just fixed on Andi right now.
Andy's just looking at the road. She's driving.
That's good. The cat eyes would probably be a little, with how wide they are right now, it might be a tad
A
unsettling.
little bit upsetting.
Just a little bit.
I mean, Andi, she's a pretty good driver. He's been driving for a while, and a long time. And she, is just definitely avoiding eye contact. They, it. Well, you see, it's everywhere. It's, for lack of a better word, it's water.
Water?
Yeah. Are we there yet?
No. Not quite.
Got a bit of a
Cool.
Well,
So you get intuition from water.
Yeah.
interesting. Can't say I've heard that before.
Yeah, it's different.
Yes.
You always gotten this intuition from water, or?
I know, but it's been for a while. Yeah. It's been a while. It's long enough.
Okay. Well, since you were guided here by your intuition and probably don't have a lot of context for what you're getting into, as far as I'm aware, this is likely to be very dangerous, and it's not going to be a good time.
It's not the first time. It's good. Yeah, I got that. Burning people. Inquisition, never been huge fan of them. Yeah. Anyway.
Sounds like you've been around the block a couple times.
Oh, no.
How have you been, Joan?
Huh?
How have you been, Joan?
I've been. The smile that she had kind of cracked. She was not expecting that question.
Andi clearly is very uncomfortable, and we've plumbed pretty deep right out the gate.
Apparently she doesn't like to talk as much as Voltaire does.
I've been about as good as can be expected, being back with my godmother.
Mm-hmm. So you've got a new perspective going on. Your eyes are different.
Oh, yes, that. It's actually a good point. Before we deal with any regular humans, should probably...
Good plan.
So she waves her hand and her eyes look normal.
I'm glad to see that you can see again.
Yeah, it was, suppose you could call it a gift from my godmother, though no gifts from her come without a price.
Of course not. Well, it's better than no eyes. Depending.
Andi just looks like he's confused.
Sorry, Andi.
I mean, I don't know if you can see her face from the back.
Well, Elianna can see in the rearview mirror, probably.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, probably.
Sorry, Andi. When we parted, Joan wasn't doing so hot.
That's all right. I'm glad that you're doing better then.
In some ways.
Yeah, well, family can be tricky, huh?
Especially when the family in question is your evil fairy godmother.
Yeah.
Let's just say I've never had a normal family structure.
Honestly,
well, those aren't always great either.
Oh?
Sandy looked like she has stepped into a trap.
Maybe.
Triggered my trap card.
This would be a convenient time to show up at the place.
Probably.
Wouldn't it?
For this,
Yeah, it is.
they almost pass it with this conversation.
Oh, that's Andi.
Oh, yes. He just, backs up.
Yeah, it's a little hole in the wall type place.
Oh, this looks fun.
It's got a little neon name plate above the door. And there is actually, no, that'd be a perception check. Or vigilance. No one's looking specifically. Vigilance checks.
I'll do a vigilance check. 2 yellow.
I just realized that we didn't find out if the police have been here yet.
This is a cafe, not a house. You're fine.
I hope she didn't work here for very long and that people weren't very fond of her.
You catch a glimpse in the corner of the window. There is a small pentagram. Not right for everyone to see, just like a small marking in the corner of the door.
Ooh. I think it's the right place. It's a cute little decoration there. Let's go in. She just walks in.
What?
She just pointed at the door while she was saying that.
Okay. All right. Well, might as well.
So what does it look like on the inside, Jonathan?
It's got a homey atmosphere. The walls are like a dark brown wood. The tables and chairs are like a dull red color. And the air smells of coffee beans.
Nice.
And
Seems like the kind of place they do beat poetry.
yes, there's a little place in the corner for like a musician or a poet to say some things. Not big enough for a whole band, but big enough for one person. There's a couple of patrons in there. They're pretty young for the most part. There's this one guy who's got like big headphones on, typing away at his laptop, and like a couple girls sharing a cup of some beverage. Kind of beverage, like one of those that has like whipped cream.
Like a frappe?
Yeah, that.
Latte of some sort.
A coffee of some kind.
Anyways,
In case you can't tell, most of us don't drink coffee.
We definitely drink coffee and alcohol and do drugs.
Sure, that's exactly what we do.
Latte, iced coffee, what is it?
I know names. I don't know what they are.
I've been in places like this, but I have never drank in any of those beverages. As you, my skill in describing the place versus describing the things being drank.
How many people are working?
There's currently one person working there at the counter.
Ooh.
All right. Well, Andi will walk up to the counter. Are you guys coming?
Yep.
Cool. She'll just walk up and wait for one of you guys to start talking.
All right.
So the girl at the counter, she is African American, darker toned, looks like she's maybe in her mid to late 20s, and has some tattoos, including a pentacle tattoo over one eye. And she has some piercings, like she's got 2 piercings on each ear, a nose piercing. And so you come up, welcome to the hole in the wall. What can I get you?
Hi. We have some questions, actually. Am I right in thinking that Alice Cooper worked here?
So when you say you're asking questions, her face like immediately shuts off. Alice worked here?
Well, we are trying to find out what happened to her.
You want to know what happened to Alice?
Yes.
Charm check.
Alrighty. You want to do a charm check? Let's do a charm check. Hold on. This was going to be funny and dramatic, but I didn't have my character sheet pulled up.
How charming are you?
Nathaniel.
Very charming.
Really?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
It is 4 yellow and 1 green.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh.
Hey, goodness me.
That's what it's always been, pretty much.
She like stares at you, and there's just silence for a moment.
Elianna's letting sort of come to the forefront all of the just sort of horror that she feels at this situation.
She nods and cocks her head to the back, like, let's go to the back.
Thank you.
She unlocks a door at the back of the shop, which opens out into a small, what looks like a closet. Please close the door behind you.
Close the door.
And then she touches the wall, and a pentagram that was not there before glows for a moment, and then the wall opens.
Nifty.
It's a pretty simple disguise spell. Nothing major.
I like it.
Lucky for you, I'm an empath. so I could see a bit more of what you meant. Anyone else?
Face kind of flickers for a second before she sort of resumes the composure.
Anyone else in the coven would have been less willing to speak to you.
Completely understandable.
In the room that you guys have entered, it's dimly lit with candles, and there is a circle in the center of the room made of copper. It smells lightly of incense.
Nice. I like it.
So, what's happened to Alice?
It doesn't sound like she knows what happened.
Alice has been missing for a couple days now.
Yeah.
No one in the coven has heard from her.
I'm really sorry to have to be the one to have to deliver you this news. But they're not going to.
What happened?
As far as we know, am I gonna be honest? I'm gonna be honest. When was the body found?
Earlier today.
Shoot, okay. Alice's body was found earlier today, and as far as we can tell, she was attacked by members of the Inquisition.
The Inquisition?
Yes.
But they're not supposed to be here.
I know, but they are, and given the nature of this place, I would advise you to maybe lock down for the next little while until we can sort this out.
What did they do to her?
I mean, what the Inquisition does.
I need to hear it.
They burned her. People were able to get to the scene before they could remove evidence that would have obscured her identity. I'm so sorry.
She was just a kid.
When was the last time she was seen?
She was at the coven meeting earlier this week.
Do you know which day specifically? That would be helpful.
2 days ago. She was taking some time off of work after the death of her grandmother. She was from an old family. Grandmother was a old world practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm rude. I'm Zalia.
Oh, you're all right. I should have asked you.
I'm they call me Zalia, Moon Daughter. I'm the leader of the local coven.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Zalia.
I wish I could say the same. We're not big. We keep our heads down. We don't get involved in the big dealings of the powers or anything. We're just a small group of worshippers trying to get by.
Is there anything that might have happened recently to make her a target?
Not that I know.
As far as I understand, the Inquisition doesn't seem to care who it is they're assaulting.
Perhaps. Maybe. I don't really want to say this, but it might have been because it was easy.
Just a kid.
So, was the coven meeting the last time anyone saw her, or have you heard anything from her family specifically?
No, her parents didn't know. Her father never believed his mother's stories, and I guess it kind of skipped a generation.
Would they typically know where she was? Like, would they notice if she did go missing?
They probably would. We don't really have any contact with them.
Ah, I see.
They weren't very supportive of Alice following in her grandmother's footsteps.
I see. We'll try and contact them then. You wouldn't. I realize you don't talk really, but you wouldn't happen to have any contact information for them, would you?
We have Alice's address. She still lived with her parents.
All right.
She was just working here part-time to pay for rent. Her parents were the kind who once you turn 18, you have to start paying for rent to live there. But
that would be good to have. We have an address, but it would be good to be safe and make sure it's the right one.
Okay, yeah, I can get that for you. Why are you guys interested in this? Why are you looking into this?
Well, we've sort of been called in as consultants to try and figure out what the Inquisition is up to and stop whatever they're doing. This being part of that. We're just
stop them?
Well, that's the hope.
I don't know if you can do that, but if you get the opportunity, make sure they pay for what they did to Alice.
We will.
What I want to do for some of their hair.
Joan, Andi, do you have any more questions?
No, I don't have any questions, but thank you so much for the information. We're so sorry that we had to, this happened. Is there anything we can do for you?
No. I'm gonna warn the rest of the coven. Tell everyone to keep their heads down.
Notify anyone you can think of that should be aware of this.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I think I'll stay in here a bit, say a prayer for Alice.
Yes, of course. If you need anything or find anything out or anything comes to light, Elianna takes out a business card and sort of hesitates for a second and then hands it over. You can reach me at this number.
Thank you. And don't worry, Joan adds. We're going to make them pay.
Elianna looks conflicted. We'll leave you to process this.
Thank you. All right. As we leave, vigilance.
Ooh. 2 yellow.
Not good.
Vigilance doesn't always mean we're being attacked.
Yeah, it just feels like a bad sign.
Sometimes it's to spot a clue.
Triumph. Andi, you see right as we exit, the door is closing as the girls who were drinking there have left, and the guy who was on his laptop is just leaving the building.
So just like what I notice is everyone's leaving.
No, the girls are already gone. Like you don't see them, and the guy is leaving right now.
Is he leaving suspiciously? I mean,
sorry.
is he just walking out like, I'm done drinking my coffee.
Sorry, I need to, he didn't have any coffee.
Oh, well, he was just using Wi-Fi, but does he seem suspicious? I mean...
You haven't been able to see his face either time.
Oh, okay, so he's walking out as... Did he leave anything on the... Oh, he wasn't drinking anything, was he?
Nope. This guy has a hood over his face and is...
How far away is he?
That's extremely suspicious. That would...
Yeah, that's really suspicious.
How long has he had a hood over his face?
I mean, this is kind of an emo place, so it's not that suspicious.
It's... Don't
Sorry,
be suspicious
I
to me.
I should have mentioned before. Yeah, he's wearing a hoodie. It has a hood.
So how far away is he? Is he just like right in front of us as we're all walking out, or?
No, he's walking very quickly away.
I'm just gonna walk up to him and tap him on the shoulder.
He's much taller than you. You wouldn't be able to catch up to him by walking. You'd have to run.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah. So you run up to him and tap him on the shoulder. He turns around, and you've left the light of the building at this point. So in the night darkness, you can't see his face under the hood. Well, I guess you can make a perception check.
3 green.
It's better than nothing.
How tall is this man?
I mean, there's like neon lights and stuff, and I assume there's like a street post or something.
He's like 6 foot, but Andy's like 5 what?
5 to 2.5.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna ask him questions.
Right. So you tap on the shoulder, and he's like, and he like glances back. He's like, I'm busy, and he keeps walking.
Oh, I'm just gonna follow him. Excuse me.
What?
Oh, I was just wondering if you. So I'm new in town, and I was just wondering if you had any suggestions for the coffee shop that we just left. Anything that's particularly good, because I never like to ask, the baristas, because they just do whatever's most expensive and stuff like that. So I like to ask the patrons, and you're the last one leaving.
I just get my coffee black.
Oh,
drugs are off.
Is that so? So are we anywhere closer to a light source?
We're passing under some street lights, but he's facing away from you.
Oh,
And Joan's following. Is Elianna?
Yes. Andi just ran off. Tiny, small, little sweet Andi just ran off by herself, chasing a suspicious-looking person that was on the scene.
Oh, excuse me. Then, I'm so sorry to do this. I don't normally do this with people, but do you think I could have your number?
Vigilance.
2 yellow. I feel like I'm pretty vigilant. It's not like I actually want this, like, I'm just a suspicious person. I'm on my guard.
Okay.
What was that?
He turns around, his hands are in his hoodie pocket, and you see a bulge in there, and then there's a flash and a bang.
Can I move?
Do you have the dodge talent?
I actually don't know.
As this is a combat.
I have parkour.
Oh my gosh.
If you have defense.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Don't you dare.
Oh, can I activate my shield?
So,
do you have reflexive barrier?
What? I don't know. I have whatever you told me to get.
We'll check and see.
No, I have those pearls.
Yes, so any
the spell, isn't it?
requires an action, unless you have talent.
Oh, I do have reflexive barrier.
Oh,
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
That's a tier 4. Nice. Okay. Do you have reflexive barrier? Okay, I believe, if I remember correctly, that's a story point. All right, so yeah, you can cast the barrier spell right now.
Oh my god.
Yay! I have water. It's all good.
You have water? What?
So what is your ranks?
I think it's 3 yellow and 2 green, but let me check.
Holy crap.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right, and what specific spell is this?
So I have the charm, the shield spell, defense up to 3.
Yeah, so is this empowered or not?
What does that mean?
So when you're casting the barrier spell, the defensive add-on makes it so you get additional ranged and melee defense. But the base spell, it reduces all damage taken as long as the spell is active by 1 per 2 successes. If it's empowered, it's 1 per 1 success.
I don't know.
But that increases the difficulty of the spell twice. So basically...
are you asking me? If I want to do that?
The question is,
sure.
Do you want to have it be an easy check, but you're going to need a lot more successes to have more damage reduction? Or do you want it to be a hard check, but the successes you will get are more valuable?
Sure.
Empowered helps a lot.
Yeah,
I'll
do that.
All right, flip the story point there.
Oh my laws.
I'm worried. I thought about getting dodged today, but I didn't.
Do not have enough advantages to activate defensive.
What?
But you got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So
what does that mean?
All damage taken by 4.
So how much damage does she take?
Well, now I need to roll for his hit.
Nice.
And since he is shooting through his shirt with his disguise pistol, he does have a black die to it.
Of course.
I feel like this is the first time I've been shot for being annoying.
Curiosity.
First for everything.
Always a good thing.
All right. What is your soak?
I don't know.
You can
I have defense 1 for ranged and melee, if that helps.
What is
I have my soak is 2.
2. All right, so that's 2.
Oh wait, is that brawn based?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's 3. Why is it 2?
That's because the base is 2, unless
I must not have changed it.
You didn't change
It's 3.
Okay, that's 3 plus 4. That's 7. All right, you were able to block all of the damage. So what do you do? So
Nice.
and you reflexively do what?
That's a good question. What do I do? That's so freaking rude.
Well, how do you block it? Describe what happens.
Block it. How did you do that?
Oh, that's your question. I thought you meant what do I do after he tries to shoot me? I'm like, I don't know.
Shot you, but you need to describe what you did.
Oh, well, so the pearls in my hair start to glow. And and then like a big shield, like a big bubble of water comes up around me.
Oh
Save
my
me from
gosh.
the stupid bullet. Stupid man.
And he runs.
I think it's a given that Joan and
freaking-
Elianna are also running now, right?
Can I do a spell? Or is this my turn?
No, it's your turn because that was reflexive barrier. So it's his turn.
I want
going to use his 2 maneuvers to run.
Can I freeze his feet?
Yeah. So that's an attack spell with the ice add-on.
Yeah, I have the elemental one.
All right.
So there's no added difficulty for that.
Difficulty. One additional difficulty for the distance. He's medium range from you now. Base range for attacks short.
Can
Okay,
she
that's
move
fine.
closer to him first?
She could.
Can I? I'll do that.
Okay.
My athletics is high.
Ooh.
That's cool.
2 successes, 2 advantages. All right. So describe what you do.
I think the water that I was using as my shield, I just like take it, I just swirl it around and I just shoot it, throw it at his feet.
So rad.
And just freezes right around his feet and gonna fall flat on his face. Oh.
Freaking
That's
water
kinda-
bending stuff. So rad.
That's legit.
We have a water.
Yeah, so Joan and Elianna reach and just like, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Joan, do you wanna get the suspect?
I'm walking towards the suspect as you guys come up to me. I haven't like stopped.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, what did you say to him? What just happened?
Oh, I just asked him for what kind of coffee he liked, and yeah.
Well, that's suspicious.
He like picks himself back up and holds the gun out behind him.
Oh,
Hey.
Are we still in combat time?
Yep.
frick.
Hey, back off.
All right.
Can't use her whatever that witchcraft was on all of you.
Witchcraft. Hardly.
Oh, you have no idea what kind of witchcraft we can do.
Oh gosh.
Joan drops the illusion on her eyes and she walks over to where he can see her. It's like, hey, so trust me, you're going to want to see this.
Don't kill him.
Yes.
Don't kill the suspect.
Yes.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I want to see what this does, but please.
So do I.
Right, Joan's going to first cast spell on her turn. So
She's going to use the magics.
She do the magic.
yes.
This is a different character.
She shakes out her shield bracelet and
Nice.
whispers bouclier under her breath. There's just like a slight shimmer in the air between her and him. So, who do we have here?
What is going on?
I don't know, but I love it.
You'll get what's coming to you soon enough. Deus Volt.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So much for that plan.
Elianna stops just.
Yeah,
I forgot she wasn't moving. Never mind.
Yeah, before anyone can react, he puts the gun right beneath his chin and pulls the trigger.
Andressa just like she's surprised and she just kind of glares at his corpse and just goes, "Now I have vontade de Deus."
Elianna looks horrified.
Joan looks disappointed.
How in public are we? Like very in public? Are there people around?
We're not in public enough for it. Like, no one was in our immediate vicinity. However, we're definitely in public enough for people to have heard that gunshot.
Okay.
I'm
Two
gonna
gunshots.
unfreeze the water and take it back. We don't need that.
Okay. Okay. Wait. Hold on. I want to see if I have skills. I don't. It's fine. Elianna's gonna take a deep breath and then go up and then see if just do a quick search of the body. Just a little quick to see what's in his pockets.
In public.
Joan sees how uncomfortable Elianna is and is like, I can do it.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. I'm
Andressa
gonna
will walk up as well.
I'm gonna do it quickly, please. We gotta go.
Joan looks over and takes off her jacket and puts it over her hands so she doesn't get any fingerprints on the body.
You mean Andressa's jacket?
Yeah, undresses jacket. Sorry.
Rip.
We'll go shopping later.
You're definitely keeping it now.
I can't find anything much there other than there's one of those golden crosses under his collar.
Did it look like she did a good job from where Elianna's standing?
Maybe? I don't know. I don't know how would you tell that she did a good job?
Maybe if you've seen people do this before?
I guess Joan looks like she did a decently thorough job, but with your experience, it could be it could be more thorough.
Stop making faces at me. Okay, all right. Okay. Elianna goes in and she's gonna check the body.
All right, what's your perception?
And Dress is just kind of on the lookout.
That's
Yep.
3 yellow, right?
3 yellow, and can I have blue dice, please?
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you.
This particular thing. All right. That is a triumph.
Aha!
Get him.
All right, you find a hidden pocket in his hoodie that has a cell phone,
All right.
like a small flip phone.
Gonna take that. I don't know why I said that in character. Gonna take that.
You'd recognize it as a burner phone.
Excellent. Can I establish that is it too late to say that as she was walking over, she pulled some gloves out of her bag? That just seemed like a given to me.
You should have mentioned it. That'll take a story point.
Go ahead.
Voltaire will pay your bail.
I'm not gonna flip it.
I'd say what?
Wait, what? What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
Well, I'd say it makes more sense that Elianna would have done that, so I'd say spend the story point.
All right, I'll spend a story point.
I believe now would be the appropriate time to leave.
Yeah,
Elianna grabs it and she's like, "Let's go."
We start hearing sirens in the distance.
Yep, time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
Walk quickly back. I don't know about running. Running's suspicious.
He already ran. We need to get out of here.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
Elianna's running.
Yeah, running back to the van.
Yep.